confidence meter, like I feel really good about this game. I think that Chris Paul is dealing with an inordinate amount of pressure. He's shown it over the last 3 games. He's been ass. Okay, I don't trust their role players. The idea that Jay Crowder could be a shell of himself if he's playing tomorrow with the shoulder issue that he left the game with, I think that's huge. I think Luka is the Devin Booker. That's what you need to ask him about tomorrow. You need to ask him about him and Devin Booker. I mean, maybe somebody will beat you to the punch on it because it's probably a hard.
I'm sure that'd be one of the first 2 to 3 questions.
Him and Devin Booker right now going back and forth, and it's been from a basketball standpoint really fun to watch. Now I've grown to really have a large disdain in my heart, in my soul, in my spirit, Kevin, for Devin Booker. He is annoying the hell out of me, and he's nasty on the court. Like he is a baller. He's the real deal. And like it's been coin flip who's the best player on the court every given night. Is it Luka or is it Devin Booker? And I think tomorrow it's going to be a no-brainer. It's going to be Luka. And even if Devin Booker is outstanding, I think you're going to get the Mavs role player game. I think you're going to have the home court advantage that's going to be insane. The crowd's going to be nuts. I think the only way this game gets lost is Chris Paul does find a way to actually show up for the first time in a few games, and it's the DeAndre Ayton, Devin Booker, Chris Paul show, and the 3 of them crush, and the 3 ball isn't falling. Like it's kind of Luka and a bunch of guys kind of deal, and they still, even in that scenario, I think worst case, it is a very close game at the end, and it's the best clutch team in the sport finally getting a clutch opportunity, because these games really haven't had that. It's been, even if they've been semi-close, you haven't really had like that clutch game kind of moment. And so, which has been kind of good for the Mavs because they haven't had to lose like this heartbreaker, oh my gosh game where they play great and it's just Phoenix is just better. It's kind of been a little bit, we know what the ending's going to be before, long before 2 minutes is left in the game or whatever. But if it comes down to something like that and the Suns do what the Suns do, which is be the best clutch team in the sport, and it's a 1 or 2 point game, like, okay, to me that's the only way I envision the Mavs losing. They definitely don't lose by double digits. This is not another embarrassment. I think almost the best thing in terms of game 6, the best thing that could have happened, I think, was game 5. And they looked tired, they looked sloppy, and credit to the Phoenix defense because it really was outstanding. But the Mavs shot selection and like they just lived behind the arc. The ball movement, all that stuff.
Yeah, third quarter was brutal in that sense. Yeah,
and the Mavs can control that. The Mavs aren't going to turn the ball over 12 times in a quarter again. The energy is going to be insane. The physicality, the desperation, it's all going to be there. And I think the Mavs have the character to make this we're not going home here. We're going to get one more revenge opportunity in Phoenix. I feel damn confident about that.
Yeah, they have to play with that sense of urgency that they played with in games 3 and 4, and they cannot allow, the Phoenix Suns to feel like that they have a chance in this game, and they didn't do that. The Mavs did not give the Suns an opportunity to feel like they were in the game in games 3 and 4. So they've got to come out with that same intensity, be the guys that punch the Phoenix Suns in the mouth like they did in games 3 and 4. And I think for me, the biggest key is have a lead going into the fourth quarter. Put the pressure on the Suns to have to try and come from behind and win a game in your own building to close, the series out. Because
are come from behind victories some of your favorite victories?
Yeah, especially in the playoffs.
Right.
That
it brings that excitement. Like when you're in, like when you're really at, you're really at a moment where this is huge. This feels like must win. And when you get a chance to do that coming from behind, it's like, oh my gosh, is this the single greatest feeling in the world?
Yeah. So when this team has the chance to, but they've got to make sure that the Mavericks have to make sure that they have a lead going into the fourth quarter. If they do, they're going to give themselves a really good shot to win tomorrow night. And really, again, much like games 3 and 4, give this crowd a reason to stay in it all night long, because they'll give them the kind of energy they need to be able to push them in a game that they need to obviously have their first elimination game of these playoffs. So if they can do that, then they'll be just fine. And then we'll see if they can get a game 6 win and take their chances on Sunday on the road in game 7. But obviously must win tomorrow. Your season is literally on the line for the Dallas Mavericks, who, as you mentioned, have had a terrific season this year.
So we have 7 out of 100 confidence in the 469.
Oh no.
We have 66% confidence for the Mavs to push this to 7.
Okay.
So that's well over 50%. I would say that guy's feeling pretty decent. Shout out to Nick G, who's saying Mavs in 7 in the 469. Much love to you, Nick G. 860 says, hate to be negative, but I think Luke is going to be too invested and doing so well, doing better than Devin Booker. Showing him up, he's going to get very frustrated like he does and cause them to lose. Luke is an emotional person and player. And so there's an 860 perspective. Now, J-Dub is certainly catching what I'm throwing out there as well. Go Mavs, J-Dub. We love you very much. Let's get that come from behind victory if that's what we have to do, whatever it may be. Whatever it may be, by any means necessary.
I knew you.
By any means necessary.